Two teams take the court to crown a state champion. One, a sports program powerhouse, seeking their fourth title on the heels of a football championship this past fall. The other, making their very first appearance on Ohio high school basketball's biggest stage. Both hungry for their shot at history. Marion Local and Monroe Central tip off for the Division VI title next on Spectrum News 1. Welcome inside the crown jewel of the Gem City. This is the University of Dayton Arena, host venue for 7 OHSAA state championship games on the weekend, including this one in Division VI, happening right now on Spectrum News 1. Good afternoon, everybody. Alongside David Marshall, I'm Dwight Burgess, and we are glad to have you with us for a matchup. It is for a state championship, but the little things still matter.
Yes, they do. The little things in these situations are going to be defense, taking care of the basketball, and making free throws.
All right, we're going to keep an eye on all of those things, but let's take a look at how these teams arrived. It was comfortable as Crawford fell to Marion Local 52-38. Meanwhile, Monroe Central slipped past Kirtland by 4 points. All right, so let's begin with Marion Local. This is a team that does it with defense. They give up less than 41 points per game.
That's impressive at any level, but defense travels. It helps you win on the road and when you're making a run for the title.
Let's take a look at our stars to watch, brought to you by Roosters, a fun, casual joint beginning with the guy that wears number 23 for Marion Local, Austin Niekamp.
Yeah, he's putting up great numbers, consistent numbers, inside and out, and he's shooting a great percentage from the floor. So look for him to have a good game.
Monroe Central, contrary to Marion Local, they scored nearly 70 points a team. This is an offensive powerhouse, and it's a team that is very confident offensively.
It's going to be interesting because styles make great fights, so this is going to be a great matchup. A team that plays defense and a team that loves to put it up and score.
And your Roosters star to watch for Monroe Central, wears number 22, averages nearly 16 points a game. That's Tucker Howell.
Yeah, also he rebounds the ball well. He's our leading rebounder. So he's got, they're not a very big team, so he's doing a great job.
All right, the scene is set. The tip-off's coming up here in just a few minutes. First, we'll get the respective starting lineups, introduce you to the coaches, keys to the game, and bring in Katie as well. Stay with us, Spectrum News 1.
The 2025 OHSAA State Basketball Championships are an exclusive presentation of Spectrum News.
Cheerleaders setting the scene here. A lot of excitement, huge crowd at the University of Dayton Arena, facility known for big crowds, and of course excited to see what happens in this very first Division VI basketball game. Let's take a look, shall we, at the respective starting lineups, brought to you by Carroll Works Tires and Auto Service. Since 1952, Marion Local. They've got a couple of seniors. They got a sophomore in Ahrens, and he's pretty darn good.
Yes, so young, but you got a good mix. You got the veterans and you got the youth.
All right, and as we continue closing in, we'll take a look at the respective coaches. Natalie Attire is Mr. Gutmoller. Mason Lang with with Monroe Central. Very casual, having a nice conversation. What are they talking about? You're the basketball guy.
Just typically you're wishing each other good luck, how you got here, and just sharing stories that nobody ever thought about. Oh, I didn't think about that. And just enjoying the moment more than anything. And I do think it reflects who they are as a team. One guy's dressed all business, and one guy's, hey, we're here to get the work done. So.
All right, let's take a look at the Monroe Central starting lineup. They've got some size. They got 4 of their 5 starters at 6 foot or better.
They always say you can't teach size or length, and that's going to be a key to getting hands on the basketball and movement. So they got to be a little more active.
Something we'll definitely want to keep an eye on. Let's take a look at today's keys to the game, brought to you by Toyota, where you'll find more all-wheel drive and electrified choices than anywhere else. Toyota, let's go places.
Yes, so Marion Local set the tone on defense. They've done it all year. And then Marion Central, control the pace, stay efficient on offense. That means take good shots to your shots.
All right, we are just about set to get this going, but first we want to welcome in the third member of the broadcast team, Katie Freefer. And Katie, there is going to be history made tonight one way or another.
Yeah, guys, I think something that's so cool about this Division VI state title game is that regardless of the outcome here this afternoon, history will be made. If Monroe Central takes home the win, then they're going to be the first school since 1943 to win a boys basketball state title in the Ohio Valley. On the flip side of that, if Marion Local wins, then they're going to be the first school in OHSAA history to win both football and boys basketball state title in the same year twice. So it's set to be a special afternoon here in Dayton, guys.
Thank you so much. As the starting lineups are being formally introduced here in the University of Dayton Arena, we've already talked about Tucker Howell and his presence. We also should mention that he's the all-time leader in passing yards for his high school in football. And he's the all-time leading scorer for the combined schools of Woodsfield and Skyview, which goes all the way back to 1994 when Monroe Central was formed. A lot of history, and you and I were talking off the air, something about small-town high school basketball in the Buckeye State.
Yes, I always feel like it starts your summer because it's March Madness, it's around springtime, and everybody engages and gets galvanized for one cause.
How nervous are they right now?
I'm nervous for them. Typically, the coaches are ones more nervous than the players. You just can't show it.
There's our officials for tonight, and we are excited as they are. Travis Burwell out of Pataskala, Mike Burwell from Granville, brothers, and Greg Mock from Columbus. Brothers on the floor, that's got to be exciting.
Yes, it does. I mean, I was wondering why they were so engaged, just in conversation, happy and jovial, but that's a hallmark moment.
First 4 or 5 minutes, first half of the opening quarter, teams need to settle in.
Yes,
it's said that you can't win the game in the first quarter, but can you lose the game in the first quarter?
Well, against Westerville North, you can lose the game against, Westerville South, the way they put it up. But yes, you can, because they can get out to a lead to where you work so hard to get back to it, and the team with the lead has cushion to make mistakes because of those possessions you have.
Great view of today's opening tip-off, which is brought to you by Jake Sweeney Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, home of the best price guaranteed. Marion Local in the royal blue trimmed in gold. The ball is up, and it will go, in fact, to the royal blue and gold guys. Marion Local.
Man-to-man defense.
And immediately a turnover, something you talked about at the top of the broadcast.
The past few games I've done for the girls and the boys, both teams typically turn it over. Just throw it up against the rim. Just get a shot up.
First possession for the Seminoles, working outside the arc.
Marion Locals in their defense, packing the paint, make everything score in front of you.
Shot for three. Count it!
Nice little DHO dribble handoff. They went under the screen, catch and pop.
Cooper Howell with the conversion, and do we have another turnover? Yes, we do.
Just like we talked about, dribble handoff, catch and shoot, splash. That's my favorite term. A great shot by Howell.
Chance to double the advantage as the Seminoles working in their half-court offense. Right side of the lane, quick hands, ball is free.
And as you can see, Marion Local's very concentrated about anything inside the paint. Great two-man game, great cut.
Yeah, Tucker Howell on the entry pass. Good little bounce.
H&H, like a law firm.
Up by 5. So 3 in the first possession, 2 in the second. And Monroe Central has things going their way here in the early going. Marion Local looking for their first shot of the game. Instead, it's their third consecutive turnover. Great recovery defense there by Homan to slow things down.
Just like we talked about, it's all how you start. If you get a good, consistent start, it can lead into a game you're in.
First three-pointer was good. Tucker Howe's attempt on the second, not so much. Couple minutes into play.
Marion's got to work to get a shot inside. Get the big boy involved. One touch.
At this point, any shot, I'm sure, would make him feel better.
At least hit the rim.
Very patient.
You know, the Flyers are packing it in also.
The reset with Mesher. Left-handed dribble towards the free throw line, into the corner, open look for three. Their shot comes up short off the right hand of Cale Ayton. And transition quickly at the other end.
Like you said, styles make fights, and you can definitely see where Marion Local wants to get it up, hits the name Flyers. They want to get it and fly them down the court.
7-0. Howell pokes the ball away. Well, let's take a look at these last two buckets. First, the entry pass.
Yeah, just a simple passing cut. Guy looked the other way. And then a great transition, bounce pass layup.
After being deliberate in their possession, the first couple of times they had the ball, the Seminoles went quickly. That's a great pass.
Good
and
action.
Finally, the ice is broken.
Good dead ball basket. A little high post, step up back screen for the cutter.
A little stumble, but able to keep possession of the dribble. Allen, and we got a long distance shot, won't go. Long shot, long rebound. And then a turnover on a careless outlet pass. And at the other end, shot is up, shot is blocked, foul is called.
Great lane jump by that Allen, yes. Hey, great cut. Set. I was just talking about that. If you get a transition, you have to get baskets. It's either a layup or get to the free throw line and make a free throw.
First three possessions, they failed to produce a shot.
Good job. At least get one point per possession.
So their point per possession ratio, Marion Local, is not great to start it, but they're hanging in there, down 4. They trail by as many as 7.
Just chip away.
Toward the left wing now on the dribble, top of the key. To the right side, bounce pass underneath. Good defense. We've seen quick hands by both teams.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, Local wants to, they defend. They defend the basket. And I have to admit, Central's playing great defense also.
Tough shot, worked very hard just to try and put that ball up in the basket, Homan, but it will not drop. Coming up on the midpoint of the first half, and we get the triple.
Great shot. The one thing that the Seminoles are doing a great job of is spacing and pace. Their pace is really a good energy out of that.
Reestablishing the largest lead of the game. Nearly a 4th turnover. We're just past the midpoint of the opening quarter here in the Boys Division 6 State Championship. It's been a struggle early for Marion Local. Monroe Central upset. Early advantage to the Seminoles here in the opening quarter of the Boys Division 6 State Championship game. Let's check out the road to Dayton. It's brought to you by Central Ohio Toyota dealers, where you'll find more all-wheel drive and electrified choices than anywhere else. Toyota, let's go places.
Well, as you can see, if you're a great team, typically your first few games is going to be a huge margin of victory. But here's the thing we need to look at: how many points they've given up. And there's only been 2 teams that got above 40, barely above 45.
Big start against Crooksville.
And then Marion Central right here. They're sticking to what they do well. They like to get buckets, keep the pace high, and if they keep this game in the high 60s and 70s, they're going to win the game.
Monroe Central Seminoles, their road to Dayton. So 1 of 3 from the floor in the early going. And Central 4 of 6. Shooting 67% from 3-point range. It's good shooting. They're being led at the moment by Farnsworth, who has 5. Howe chipped in 3 and a deuce for the other Howe, the brothers.
Look for them trying to get a backdoor after a timeout. Something easy to the basket.
3.5 to play here in the opening quarter. Left of the hoop, movement, up and won't go. Put back, no good, but another rebound and now a foul.
There you go.
That's some effort, right, to keep that alive.
They got to get something to the basket. They got to get something positive. So at least the effort's there. Eventually, you got to get a basket, though.
Inbounds, long distance 3 right in front of the opposing bench. But you can count that, and boy, did Marion Local need it.
Yes, they did. Nice catch and shoot. Very good screen. Help the helper. Seminoles calling chin, which is like a Princeton action where you got to dribble handoff, a step up and swing, and then you get a back screen. They just couldn't get in it because Local's defense.
Monroe Central, patient. Chance Allen on the left-handed dribble.
They're trying to spread them out, see if they can attack them up the dribble. The Locals going to sit back in that paint.
Drive to the hoop. Cooper Howe.
Good finish, too.
6-foot sophomore.
Now they're coming out a little man-to-man press. Token press is something different. That helps force the pace also.
3 turnovers. That's really been the story in the early going.
And we talked about this.
Ball knocked away by Farnsworth. Tucker Howe to his left, driving the lane. Contact, shots off the mark. Chance Allen got his money's worth.
Once again, though, they come in transition, a quick pass, and then it's attack, drive and kick, or make a layup. Or get a foul and get 2 free throws.
Later this afternoon, it's the Division 7 championship game between Russia and Cornerstone Christian, and it's here on Spectrum News 1. Coverage begins with OHSAA Championship Game Day live at 5. The game itself at 5:15 on Spectrum News 1, your television home for high school sports.
The other thing he's going to do, if they make these free throws, they're going to set up in the press. So all that builds, all those things build, getting to the free throw line, setting up your press, and making both free throws. 14-6. You still got a lot of basketball as we've talked about, but the way Marion's trying to get their baskets.
It's an open look from the parking lot.
Yeah, good look though. Better than a turnover.
Just couldn't get it to go with kneecap. Great hands, transition, and slowing things down is Mesher. Well, one good steal deserves another.
Just shoot it. If I'm coach, just shoot it, guys. The one thing I'm impressed with Seminoles is just their pace, like you said. And they look loose. They look loose.
One team feeling the nerves more than the other, it certainly would seem. Tough shot, and it will not go.
Thought maybe Kramer could have kicked it out for a wide open 3 in the corner. But a lot of times you look at the scoreboard, you're trying to make an 8-point shot, it's not in there. You got to chip away little by little.
Largest lead of the game is 8 points. Chance to make it 10, doesn't work out. We'll see if Marion Local pushes the tempo. They do, but the ball just got away from Mesher a little bit too much. Did you like what he was trying to do there?
I liked that they're trying to push it up the court, but sometimes that's not your role. And Kramer was calling for the ball to the left side, like we talked about. Who looks more loose and who looks more tight? And that's the difference with the turnovers. That's been 3 straight turnovers. They're still in this game, though. They've done a great, and that's why the defense helps them. They're trying to overcome some of these turnovers with the defense.
Monroe Central, 5 of 9 field goals at this stage of the game. They shoot 2-point range 62% on the season.
Wow.
And they generally make 1 out of 3 from 3-point range. You know where they struggle? It's at the free throw line. Just over 50% from that uncontested mark.
Go figure that. But they know what they do well, and shooting 62% under the arc, incredible. A lot of paint touches, I bet.
Holding for one final shot here in the opening quarter, up by 8. Seminoles have time. We're at 5 seconds. Kick out, long distance 3, rim and away. Tap for the rebound, baseline. Nobody can get a handle on it, and the buzzer sounds.
I mean, that was a great look, catch and shoot by Fogel. Just didn't go in, but they get the ball coming out.
2 for 7 from the floor and 6 turnovers. That's put the Flyers behind. One of 4 quarters has been played this Division VI championship. And Seminoles lead the Flyers by 8. Even though they're behind here, what a pedigree. Marion local. 26 state championships, 2007. They just make things happen. Football, 2018 basketball, and then just this past year, they won another state championship. There are the numbers. Look at that football dominance. But volleyball, you don't hear so much talk about that. And across the board, tremendous school district. And I think Titletown is actually what they deserve to be known as.
It's their culture. If one team's winning, it breeds it to the next, because you know these small towns, the football team has basketball players, baseball players, just like the basketball girls, they'll play other sports too, and it just breeds that mentality.
Farnsworth and Howell each 5 points in the opening quarter to build this lead for the Seminoles. It's at 8, that's the largest. They jumped out 7-0. Cutting towards the free throw line, note for Silva. Baseline move, big diagonal pass, almost lost into the Marion local bench, but kept alive to the right wing. Shot for 3 will not go. Up high.
Very good defensive possession. I thought Kramer almost got a steal on those passing lanes. That's the second time he's almost done that. If I'm offensively similar, I'm watching any time I pass it on Kramer, number 5 for Marion local.
See what they can, runs around the arc. They just can't get anything to go their way right now. The question becomes, can the Seminoles take advantage of these missed shots and turnovers? Not when you take steps.
Right, here we go. Now it's their opportunity to get another opportunity. That was a good move by Nikki. You just got to finish. End of the day.
Basketball adjusted enrollment for Marion local is 108 boys. 133 from Monroe Central.
There you go. He's got to touch at least every other possession. Just so you can get a rhythm and get easy baskets.
Austin Niekamp makes it a 2-possession game. Will it last? Nope. Corbin Farnsworth is just so comfortable from beyond the arc. At the other end, won't go.
The Seminoles play with a freedom offensively that carries over to defense. I think they're really good at defense also.
The easiest bucket here in the first half for Marion local.
He needs to catch it every time. Get him a touch right now.
Struggle getting the ball in. And we're going to go the other way. 7th turnover.
I thought he could have dropped it down to the post, but maybe he wanted to run the play instead of getting it in. Seminoles going to run a little horns twist action.
On the ball, Chance Allen. Got up in the air, didn't really know what to do, then found help. The inside shot was open for Tucker Howell. He just couldn't get it to drop.
So local, get a good shot. Be patient.
You know, if I'm Marion local with everything going against us on that missed 3-point shot, poor shooting, turnovers, and yet they're still hanging on. They're down 9, which isn't great, but it could be a lot more than that.
Could be a lot more, but you know what's helped them? They've had really good defensive stances where they've had to take a forced shot, no layups, or a 3.
Howell. Cooper's fouled. Natalie attired, huh?
Yes. Yeah, they have keys on this, so on certain type of passes, the way you catch it is either catch and shoot or catch and go.
top has started again. One-on-one down the side, ball tapped away from behind. Somehow managed to keep it alive, and that results in a three-point effort from the left wing that will not go.
There you go. Nice little push-up. Good job.
Well, they need something, didn't they? And Cale Ahrens.
Hey, hit ahead, catch, attack. Now he got something out of this transition, either a layup or a foul. Now he has the opportunity to do the traditional three-point play. The old and one.
6'3" sophomore. Talked about this at the top. Free throw is a bit strong. And the Seminoles will come the other way. You know, Mason Lang described this Marion local team as big, strong, athletic.
Yes, they are. And
those qualities haven't really come to the fore yet.
They haven't. I felt Seminoles have been the more aggressive team, to be honest, on both ends of the court.
Looking to get their first consecutive scoring possessions in the game, but Chance Allen will have none of it.
You know the crazy part, they're just contesting everything right here. Almost a turnover there. You're not out of the play. Nice shot fake. Wasted the ball's released. I thought he got released, but still, good block. No foul there.
Everman. Check tight by Cooper Howe.
Let's get a touch inside, folks. Let's try.
Mesher. He gets it again.
I mean, Seminoles are just
between the arc and the midcourt stripe. Bounce to the free throw line. Right side of the lane, spin move. Can't turn to basket, so the ball's given up. Left-hander won't go.
Like you said, Dan, I really think that the Seminoles are a more physical team right now.
How about that bucket in transition?
You talked about
Silva.
You talked about pace. Beautiful transition.
Now that was opportunity, but they just can't find anything positive on a consistent basis.
They got to take care of the ball, first and foremost. We can talk about anything right now. They have to take care of the basketball.
Among the trees, the 5'10" sophomore. Another look at that entry pass, and Silva's finish underneath. All Seminoles at the moment. We took a look here at the scoreboard, the Division VI championship, and tough shooting and turnovers right now are not helping Marion local. But both of these teams, as we look at their run in the postseason, have averaged 18 to 20 points in wins, something to keep an eye on. Let's get more from the floor. Here again is Katie.
Yeah, guys, the Marion local head coach was passionate there on the sideline during this timeout. He told his team to get solid on both sides of the ball and to take good shots and take no breaks on defense, because that's when Monroe Central will expose them. Guys.
Good shots for 14, Marion local, 29% from the floor. They've hit 1 of 5 3-point attempts, and they've missed 2 of 3 free throws, but perhaps the biggest number, because they're even on rebounds at 10 apiece, it's that 8 turnovers.
Exactly, and it's glaring. I mean, it really is. They've done it on a few opportunities where they have had 3-on-2.
As a team, shooting just 55% from the free throw line this season.
Wow. They've overcame it, just putting baskets in the hole.
Second shot won't go either. So right on 50% thus far in this game from the free throw line for the Seminoles.
That's where, if you're Marion local, if you can just chip away and get the game close. That's all they have to do, just keep it close.
They don't need to go on a 10-0 run. If they did, it'd be great, but just consecutive scoring possessions. They've had that chance a couple of times.
Another turnover.
Chance Allen got his hands in there, adroitly so. Pump fake on the wing from Silva. Working from near to far side of the court. And an active Allen. He has been doing it.
Yeah, he's like a Swiss Army knife. He can handle the basketball. He defends well.
doesn't necessarily contribute a lot of points. He does everything else the team needs.
Exactly.
Baseline.
Look, he finds the open man.
And the short one from Farnsworth inside 10 feet rattles and drops.
They're just in sync offensively. And I also think they're in sync defensively.
Everything is just so hard for Marion Local. The Flyers just trying to find something positive.
Right.
How about from 3? Nope, that's short. And then we've got a foul after the fact that's going to stay right here.
Here we go. Like we just talked about. Catch, found your teammate in front of the rim, 2 points. That's probably why they shoot 62%. You know, inside the 3.
Yeah. Chance Allen called for the foul. That's his first. Lob back out above the 3-point arc.
I'll tell you what, defensively, Farnsworth has done a really good job on Niekamp, trying to get him outside his comfort zone.
Ahrens can't turn to basket.
He's not allowing him to get to his space, his favorite post-up spot.
Kramer had the ball moments ago. He's been doing all the scoring, but organized defense from the Seminoles and the 9th turnover of the first half.
I mean, I'm sure Coach Guttenmiller is like, this isn't normal for him. So calm down, fellas. You're down 11. You can make that up. It's when you get to the 15, 16s without a shot clock, it's a problem.
Inside 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Monroe Central up 11. They've built leads 7, 8, 9, and now in double digits. That ball's deflected out by the Marion Local bench.
And Allen does a great job once he has attacking and finding his teammate.
Well, that was a bit difficult there. Corbin Farnsworth
got lucky.
Yeah, absolutely. And lobbed it into the lane where there were all sorts of bodies.
Yeah, once you think about it, then make that pass, half court, got him on the arm. If he'd hit the ball before it touched his hand, it probably would have been a foul. Because that's a free basketball.
Working hard defensively, give them credit for that because they're not giving up. But how about that touch for the big man?
Farnsworth is nice. Just does his job. He's kind of like Allen, does a little bit of everything, but probably a better scorer.
Lob underneath, it's a good pass and a strong finish by Niekamp.
There's one opportunity where he catches it in his wheelhouse, a 2-foot basket. I mean, 2 feet.
23-12. Turnover. Chance for those consecutive scoring possessions we talked about.
Locals giving the Seminoles a taste of their own medicine right now.
Mesher. Back to the bucket. Gives it up. Long distance three. It is good.
Great catch and shoot. Real easy. Look like a baby Dirk Nowitzki out there with the three-point line. Great form and arc on that, too.
A little 5-0 run here.
Right.
We're in the final minute. They're back to within 8. Then they get the ball and maybe hold for one final shot.
And look, the defense is picking up. Your cheering section's picking up. The momentum's changing a little bit. Yup.
And that'll be a charge.
There you go. Catch by Niekamp. Little 5-0 run by Niekamp, actually. Look at that arc. Splash. He may have got hit foul on the shot.
Definitely extended arm from Allen. So they're down 8.
It's their ball. It's their ball coming out at halftime. If you can, try to get your shot under the 7-second mark just to allow an offensive rebound and end on a high note going into the locker room. And now you can tell your kids, hey, we were down. We're right back in this game, folks.
Yeah, down by as many as 13, but they got 5 in a row. Could they make it 7 or 8? Yeah, and their shooting has improved. They've made their last 3. 10 seconds to go in the first half. Right side of the lane, spin move, shot is up off the glass.
There we go.
Braden Mesher has the final say. And after struggling for almost the entire first half, Marion Local puts together a run. And they are back in the ballgame, down 6 at the half. Coming up on the Skyline Chili Halftime Report, Andy Baskin and George Reese break down the first half, plus the latest news and weather with Spectrum News 1's Alexa Maslowski and Yeser Kishke. We'll also have a conversation with Scott DeBolt, the Senior Associate Athletic Directors at the University of Dayton. And once again, let's welcome in Katie.
Coach, you're up 6 here at half. What has your team been doing right?
I think we've been defending really well, and we've been rebounding well. We have to keep that up here in the second half. We got to get back to moving the ball a little more offensively and continue to look to attack the basket. I think we got a little scared there, but we have to get back to attacking the basket, look for kickouts, knockdown shots.
Still a lot of game left. In these last 16 minutes, what does your team need to do to secure this win?
We have to continue to defend. We got to defend without fouling and continue to rebound. Offensively, we got to be patient, look to attack, but settle for the good shots whenever they give them to us on kickouts, step-in shots, stuff like that. We just got to continue to work hard.
Thanks, Coach.
Over the last minute and 24 seconds, a 7-0 run has put Marion Local back in the game. A lot of excitement as we go to the break here on Spectrum News 1.
You're watching the OHSAA State Basketball Championships on Spectrum News 1 and the Spectrum News app.
Looking around the Gem City, prominence of the Masons historically. Inside, Monroe Central leads Marion Local 23-17, and really a tale of not even of 2 quarters as much as it was the second half of the second quarter for Marion Local to get back in this thing.
Yes, they made a run. Thanks to Camp going a little 5-0 run, and then they ended the quarter with a basket. Great momentum because they were down.
Yes,
we
they
thought
were.
it could be ugly.
Today's first half highlights are brought to you by Akron's Children's. Fewer season-ending injuries, more season-continuing care with Akron Children's Sports Health. It was the good start, as we said, for Monroe Central. The Seminoles really came out, but then there was an answer eventually.
Yes, fine. And we talked about it. Camp get more involved. He must have felt the vibe it was giving him, and he stepped up. Those 2 shots he made calmed everybody down. Then they finished with a basket.
And the first half stats are brought to you by Cincinnati Blue Ash College. You start with the field goals. It looks a lot better for Marion Local than it did, even though it's still not great. They made half their shots in the first quarter, did Monroe Central, and they made half their shots in the second. Talk about consistency, and they've led throughout the entire game.
Yes, they have. The biggest stat we talked about is the turnovers. It's just glaring. And then, when you mentioned that stat to me about the Seminoles scoring 62% from within the inside the three-point line, and then when you watch, you see why. They emphasize that, and they convert very well.
Katie has more from coming out of the locker room.
Yeah, guys, I caught up with Marion Local's head coach, and he told me right now he believes his team is playing scared and that they're giving Monroe Central baskets that they shouldn't be. So he says in order to secure a win in these final 16 minutes, they need to take the court and play Marion Local basketball. Guys.
Well, you talked about that. Which team was going to come out and show the nerves, because everybody's got nerves. It's the state championship, for Pete's sake, in a huge arena with a tremendous crowd. And it looks like, in hindsight, that Marion Local was the more nervous of the two.
Yeah, and I do think that the Seminoles' offense and the pace of play they play, they look like the team that's a little more carefree. And those teams are scary in a tournament run. They don't let the moment get bigger than what it is. And I think Marion Local has allowed that to happen to them. Now, they got the jitter legs away. They should be better this half. Calm, composed, get their shots.
For Marion Local, Austin Niekamp hit 3 of 8 in the first half for 7 points total, and he has 5 rebounds. And they actually have the rebounding advantage, 12-10 does Marion Local. Farnsworth leading the way with 12 points, tops all scorers in the game.
Let's see if they try to get something to Niekamp again. That's what I would do.
Well, he's their top scorer with Grant Kremer just a point behind. And possession begins with the royal blue and gold. And just like that, as it did at the outset of the game, turnover, transition. Aggressively to the hoop goes Cooper Howe, the 6-foot sophomore. Can't finish the shot, but is fouled.
Exactly. So goes to the basket hard. If you don't get the layup, get the foul, and let's make some free throws.
Right, no hesitation. He was committed to that shot from the moment he got the ball.
You're right.
One area, it's the one area for Monroe Central, for the Seminoles, where they struggle, and that's on free throw shooting. There we go.
Their average, though. That's their average, 55%.
Well, you do any number of things well when you shoot 55% from the free throw line, and yet you're in the state championship game, right?
They do it. They must. The other thing they do exceptionally well, because there we go.
Lovely lob pass over the top.
They just got to take care of the ball. They're going to get stops.
Niekamp with another bucket. We are early in the second half. Shot for three from the right, in and out. And cleaning it up is Mesher, and into the front court on the right-handed dribble, the 6'2 junior.
One more touch. Play through the post.
Little pitch and catch between the two. Shot it underneath. Good block. And it actually then went off and out of bounds. Last touch by Niekamp.
There you go. And the great thing he's done is kept it up high now, so they can't reach down and steal it. Watch. Now that one right there, bad angle on his post up.
Trying to pick up the pace a little bit, the Seminoles. Another three-point shot is up. That one is off the mark. They're a solid three-point shooting team, but it's been inconsistent at best thus far this afternoon.
Yeah, you're right. Now, Marion, you're 2 possessions down. Stay patient. Continue to defend well. Just swing it. You can always come back to him.
Early in the second half, Marion Local went on a 7-0 run to end the first half, but it's been a struggle to start quarter three. Perhaps an unnecessary reach.
Good job of Niekamp seeing over the defense. Exactly, unnecessary. Just wall up.
So Howell picks up the foul. First free throw. Well, that's one thing that Marion Local can really try and take advantage of. They can get to the free throw line.
But they're getting to the basket doing this, being aggressive.
Cooper Howell's second foul, by the way.
2-possession game, 4-point lead.
It's been as many as 13 points for the Seminoles, and the turnover at the student section. It's just a tremendous crowd here.
It is. It has been all week.
Scott DeBolt speaking with Katie at halftime, and having been here for a variety of different events like you over the years, what they do here is just fantastic.
If you think about it, it's 3 weeks of great basketball. You got the girls' state championship, and then you got the first 4 in, and then you have this.
Foul underneath, away from the ball.
There it goes.
And the clock will hold with 6 minutes to play in the quarter. Here's another look. There was the trip.
I thought that was a non-call, but you know what? Feet got tangled up. Call was made. Move on.
Mesher appears to be okay. Ball is lost, and
good hustle.
And a travel. They just can't make anything easy on themselves.
Well, the first thing, I think they're doing a great job getting Niekamp involved. But to immediately go to it, Monroe has adjusted to that and said, hey, we're going to triple team him. And he's got to keep the ball above his head also. Because once he brings it below his waist, he brings the defense into play, the guards into play.
Just hit half his shots in tight to the basket. Tries to affect that one. And the reach in on the effort from Tucker Howe.
All right, a little catch, finish. Hard part, he had a chance to get his offensive rebound. Hey.
So Ryan Holman, the 6'2 senior forward, called for the foul. He's going to have to come off for a while because that is his third.
Yeah, it's big. Did you know, the one thing about Marion, it's been a challenge for them to get a bucket.
Flyers defending, Seminoles trying to expand their two-possession advantage. Rotating outside the arc, into the corner, open look, shot for three, won't go, long rebound, and there to snag it is Niekamp, the guy you've been talking about.
He really came out and asserted himself the second half with a good finish with the turnover.
Mesher got himself into trouble and just couldn't get out.
And Niekamp is exactly right. He's out there right now telling everybody, calm down, calm down. Good senior leadership right there.
It's been 2 minutes and 38 seconds since the Seminoles last scored. That is going to extend itself.
Yes, it is. See?
I'll push up over 3 minutes. But can Marion Local, can the Flyers take advantage of this? They're down 4. They've got multiple turnovers and empty possessions. Then we get a kick, so that one's going to work out okay for the Flyers.
You know, Mesher makes a one-handed pass. They're going to jump that. You can. Yeah, there you go.
Giving up their bodies.
Yeah, that's why they're good at football, right?
A couple officials are talking. And we have a 30-second pause. It's a busy weekend. Coming up later today, the Division 7 championship at 5:15 with Rushi and Cornerstone Christian. Then Reynoldsburg and Olentangy Orange in Division 1. That's at 8:30. A couple of Central Ohio teams. The OHSAA championship starts 15 minutes prior to each game. It's right here on Spectrum News 1 and the Spectrum News app, your television home for high school sports. Marion Local, no field goals in the last 3 minutes and 1 second, but not to be outdone, though they are, as Monroe Central has gone 3 minutes and 14 seconds. So if this game doesn't go Marion Local's way, I think you got to look back and look at the first half of the third quarter, right? They finished off the first half beautifully with a 7-0 run, and they've had possession after possession after possession here in quarter 3, and they can't convert.
I'll tell you what, during that timeout, Coach Guttermoller, good play.
Really well done. You got to look at the state championship football coach. Everybody's in the house.
He lit into his team. I think he challenged them.
As close as the score has been since the beginning of the game. When Monroe Central broke out to an early lead, the Seminoles, when they needed it, finally end that scoring drought of 3+ minutes.
Good move by Howell.
They have led in the first half by as many as 13. It's a 4-point advantage at the midpoint of quarter 3. And there the hands again. Ball rolls onto the floor, bodies everywhere, and we're going to have a foul as an aggressive effort coming in over the top. Corbin Farnsworth.
That's a good, to me, that's a foul. I mean, loose ball. He was already, Niekamp was already on the ball. Nice play.
Marion Local is climbing their way back in despite trailing by as many as 13. They've closed to within 4 in the third. Up 4, Monroe Central at the break. You're taking a look at Tim Goodwin. Led the Flyers to a remarkable 14 state championships. That is an Ohio record. He's done okay for himself.
Just a little bit. He knows a little bit about football, right?
Here supporting the basketball team. Nervous time. That's back to 2018 when state championship won in double overtime. What a matchup that one was. Tonight's trivia is brought to you by Cincinnati State Community College. How many programs have won football and boys basketball OHSAA state championships in the same year? My friend, you think about that for a little bit.
All right. That's going to be a long thought process.
All right, 26-22. Down 13, 7-0 run to end the first half. Got Marion Local back in it. Now they trail by 4 with possession just inside the final 4 minutes of quarter number 3.
I was going to say, that's who you got to get a shot for.
Look from 3 won't go. Battle for the rebound. Yes, absolutely. There is nothing being left to chance. There is body after body after body. They're hitting each other on the floor. They're bumping one another with the ball.
Kramer's got to look for an opportunity, something, driving to the basket or something. I was thinking the same thing. Kneecaps have stepped up. You need one more for Marion Local offensively to take on the scoring burden.
Kick out for Mesher. Shot for 3 won't go. Long possession, but came up empty as Tucker Howell was on the glass.
Great look, though.
Chance Allen thought about it for the Seminoles. Instead, it'll be a 3-point shot from the near side. And that Farnsworth effort is short. But we've got a foul on the follow.
Yeah, Mesher grabbed him on the arm on the offensive rebound.
.258 the time remaining here in quarter number 3.
Now the Seminoles, they got to get themselves a basket too.
There's a shot for 3. Oh, that is huge.
That is huge. Great call on that one.
Cooper Howell, what a big bucket. Can we get an answer at the other end? Not just yet. Shot is short from 3. Rebound. Ball tapped out on the right side, and they'll reset the offense. Will Marion Local.
Stay patient. Do what you do well. Attack the basket.
A little surprised that Everman pulled up. I thought he had to step inside to the glass.
I agree.
Top of the key. Now off in front of the Flyer bench.
I would put Niekamp in a ball screen action. Just something different. And then he can dive to the basket. You can feed the post. Different ways to get him an entry look.
Another long distance shot is up, and Marion Local trying to working their offense, moving the ball, getting open looks. It's just been a struggle offensively today. That's the bottom line. They got within 4, had possession, couldn't convert, then a 3 at the other end. It's a 7-point difference.
Yeah, they're really making it hard. Sorry about that. They're really making it hard for Niekamp to get a look in the post right now.
Left-hander. How about that?
Yeah,
we've seen it a couple of times.
Finish by Everman. There we go. 2-possession lead, 5-point lead. Get a stop. Now Monroe, do what you do well. Attack and kick. Play with pace.
Coming up on the final minute of quarter number 3. Shot fake, dribble penetration doesn't happen, so starting over again, laying their space, shot is up, won't drop.
But he's got to shoot free throws. So
let's take a look at our trivia answer for Marion Local, Cleveland Benedictine, St. Henry, and Marion Pleasant. That man, DeHoying, was the St. Henry quarterback, and of course went on to the Scarlet and Gray.
Oh, okay. Got the silver fox look going.
Wish I did.
Yeah, both of us.
Now we got an opportunity here on the free throw, and it doesn't go. But unable to get the rebound. The shot from short range is no good. Bodies is strewn. Cross court.
My goodness.
Inadvertent contact, says the official, and back the other way. Looked like steps there, no call. Looked like steps there as well.
Talk about a crazy 2 possessions right now.
Wow. I thought there were a couple of travels in there.
I did too. They're letting them play.
They are letting them play. And the Seminoles with the 6-point advantage.
They're going to go for the last shot, and that way they get the ball starting the fourth quarter.
Monroe Central, just when they need it, looking for a pass that's into the lane. It's a turnover. It's their time to get a shot off. Stumbling from midcourt. Counts if it goes. It does not go. We are 3/4 of the way home. And as they've done throughout, Monroe Central has the lead. It's a 6-point difference. The money quarters coming up when we come back. Welcome back inside the University of Dayton Arena Boys Division VI State Championship game. Just about to go into the fourth quarter. Today's game summary is brought to you by Clark County Public Library. Discover the Clark County Public Library, providing information for all of the Buckeye State. These are teams that average in the 60s, but defense, at least through 3/4, has prevailed in this one. With that said, let's get back over to Katie for more.
Yeah, on Monroe Central's bench, their head coach, Mason Lang, has remained really composed throughout the game. The last thing he just said to his team is, he said, we're 8 minutes away and dig deep, guys.
You look at the setup for this game and how it's all come together. And Mason Lang said that realistically, the only time they played a team that he would compare to today's opponent was much early in the season against Martins Ferry and Alex Reese there. But Niekamp has been a load. He's got 11 points to go along with 7 rebounds.
Yep. Moving screen, but I will say I felt like Ahern kind of embellished the screen. Good job, though.
You've been calling for the offense to work its way to Niekamp throughout this game. He is committed. He's going to Malone College.
Right.
You could see he's got the college game in him. But right now, is he the guy to hoist his team on his back?
I think so, but I think the way you have to initiate it, like right here, they did a great job. He came up with stagger screen. And sometimes I'm surprised they haven't set a cross screen, swing the ball, and get him a post look.
Just underway in quarter 4, boys Division VI State Championship game from the University of Dayton Arena. Division 7 and 1 yet to come. 7 divisions now.
Incredible. But give credit to Monroe. They've done an excellent job of making it difficult for Niekamp to get comfortable offensively.
And the Flyers have really looked to try and make some things happen. And you got to give credit to the defense. There you go. A perfect example.
And I know Coach Guttermoll is probably like, guys, fake a pass, make a pass. You just can't just look at it and pass the ball.
Little struggle to get in on the side court. But in the end, successful in set attempts. Into the lane, possession is lost, some quick hands in there.
They're letting them play. Thought he got hit.
Chance to make it a 3-possession game, the Seminoles. They have led throughout at 1 point by 13. Half dozen at the moment.
Marion's just got to be solid. Get a stop. But they got to find an easier way. I think they need to get something in transition. They could have stopped here, push the ball.
Powell tied up, but able to get rid of the ball. Allen looks at the hoop, thinks better of it, goes down, tries to fire across the corner.
Okay.
Ball, the attempt was to get that ball off the nearest man for an out of bounds, but it worked out a little differently.
Yeah, but the good thing, he wasn't under the basket and threw it.
Good little head fake into the corner. There was the attempt, but it ended up working out okay for the blue and gold. Now their possessions are just so critical at this stage of the game. It's only a 6-point deficit, but they have struggled with turnovers and have not shot particularly well, although it has improved much in the second half.
See, they're throwing bodies at Niekamp. Good job. He's trying to get the ball up high.
Got him a little bit away from the basket, right on his back. They don't want him to turn, a little aggressive.
Kramer's trying to initiate the offense, but he's playing a little bit too fast. Calm down. You're going to get your shot. Be set and be patient.
Shot
there.
for three. Nope. You see there was off to the right. It was a good look. Rebound, and the putback attempt for Ryan Holman is going to result in a foul.
But it was a good shot from a young man you expect to shoot, and that's how you get the offensive rebounds if you crash the board.
Look at these guys battling. The physicality that we've seen throughout continues here in the fourth quarter. Another effort for three. No good. Rebound put up, and yet another foul.
Somebody else has got to help him out a little bit. Another good look by Niekamp. The tremendous hustle underneath by Holman.
We've talked about it being rough, being a physical. They're into the bonus.
Early now.
In and out.
Remember we talked about free throws, turnovers, and rebounding.
Missed them both. Ball rolls free. Everybody's on it. Picked up. And although it was a very brief possession, it was enough time for Seminoles to call a timeout on this.
Yeah, good job by Coach Lang. Let's see. That was quick. Good job by the referee paying attention, though.
Rights to this broadcast have been granted by the OHSAA. Any rebroadcast or republication of the program without the written consent of Spectrum News 1 and the OHSAA is strictly prohibited. It's an athletic, it's physical, it's demanding, it's all of those things. The fans love it. But I'm not sure it ever gets said enough. From the guys in the truck to the folks on the floor, this Spectrum News 1 crew is unbelievable. We have video of everything. We have the right angles on replays. They are stunning.
Top notch. I've enjoyed it. Every year there's something new they bring to the table.
Said at the top of the broadcast, bears repeating, there will be history made today, perhaps in 5 minutes and 50 seconds on the scoreboard clock. So a tip of the hat to our crew. They do all the hard work. You and I sit in chairs and talk.
At some point in time, they're going to have to stretch. Exactly. Allen's going to bring out Niekamp away from the basket, give him more driving angles.
Of course, both teams riding 6-game winning streaks in the playoffs, getting into this one.
A lot of games.
Trying to pick up their pace a little bit here. The Seminoles, good look for three. That's a college distance three, but it's short, which is where most of the Seminole misses from beyond the arc have been today, have been short.
Legs, that's all it is, just legs. Long season. They're exerting a lot of energy out there. Both teams are. Same thing with Kramer. His shots have been short.
5 minutes to play in regulation. 6-point advantage. Marion Local desperate to cut into that. Moving in lane once again tonight. Great individual defending on that occasion by Tucker Howe.
Now, get it to him. It's too late. Once you think about it and then you go back, it's not open.
That's a tough shot. Off the back iron.
I thought he got hit, to be honest. Finished.
Pump fake, and the ball rolls away. Fight in the corner. Stays with the blue and gold, and a left-handed bucket.
Good finish.
That's what they've needed, right? They're hustling, they're scrambling, they're fighting, they're clawing. They finally got the bucket to go their way.
They're uglying the game up right now.
Big one for three.
Great answer right there.
Jacob Fogle.
Local worked so hard to get 2 points, and then Monroe comes down, one pass, three. Momentum killer right there. Free throws.
3 minutes and 40 seconds to play in this Division VI Boys State Championship game at UD Arena. Monroe Central continues to run the show.
Welcome back to Dayton for the Division 6 state title game. Right now, Monroe Central is up 33-26 against Marion Local. But I know that today's game means just a little bit more to Marion Local's Braden Mesher. Mesher was a team manager for the 2018 Flyers team, which is the last team to win a state title. His brother Tyler, a senior on the team at the time, hit both free throws with just seconds left. The Flyers won the game by 1. Tyler unfortunately passed away unexpectedly in 2022. So today, Mesher is playing for his team, his family, and his brother Tyler. Guys.
Oh, Katie, what a wonderful, wonderful story. Tragic, but looking to make something out of it, and there is still time for Marion Local to do just that. See Mesher's day, 4 points, 5 assists, couple of rebounds. You cannot overstate the significance of free throws at this stage of things.
Sometimes it's not just sports, it's life. And they both parallel.
That's 2 big ones. Prior to those 2 shots, they had hit 29% of their free throw attempts.
29?
29.
Great job.
Those 2 put them up to 38%. 5-point difference. Still plenty of time.
Yep, they're just going to bring the kneecap out. Let Allen initiate the offense. Find somebody falling asleep on a backdoor cut.
Not a whistle.
That team foul 5. Free throws. Right? Oh, it's 4.
Long toss out.
I'll be honest with you. I would be aggressive. If they don't shoot free throws well, just chip away.
Chance Allen. Out of bounds. Quick hands. Did they get a deflection?
Almost.
Certainly what Braden Mesher thought.
Good job at Mesher. The biggest thing is kneecaps going to have to really work really hard to keep Allen from getting the ball. Free throws. Not a bad foul. If you think about it, if you're down.
Yeah.
He probably fouled me sooner, though. I thought. Okay, they only got 2. Okay.
33-28, 2:54 to play.
Well, at some point in time, you may want to get him in the bonus, just so. Come out, Coach Lane.
Tucker Howell and Chance Allen are the top 2 scorers in program history, combined averaging 31 points a game. It just hasn't worked out. They've got 6 today.
Now, right now, if you're Coach G, you got to tell them, hey, let's defend to the best of our ability, pick up the intensity, switch everything. But once it gets under 2 minutes, you may want to start thinking about fouling just so you can get them in a line to get the ball back.
This is just one of 3 games yet to be decided today. Andy Baskin and George Reese will continue the celebration with OHSAA Championship postgame. Comes up right after the trophy presentations of this one on Spectrum News 1, your home for high school sports.
Great crowd again.
Way into the backcourt for Chance Allen.
Kneecaps just got to get a 5 count. Just right there. That's all you want to do. Make the referee give him a 5 count.
A deliberate offensive set, and that means the clock is ticking. Suffice it to say, Marion Local needs a stop. They just can't afford to keep
right there. They got a trap opportunity.
It looked like they tried. Tucker Howell, and he's yanked by Cale Arons.
And you got to find out who you want to foul. They got 1 more to get, 2 more to get. Put it in the bonus.
Keep in mind, Cooper Howe is playing with 4 fouls. Putting the ball in bounds. It's the state championship. At this point, you're on the floor. 2:20 to play.
Go ahead, get the foul.
There it is.
Hey, it's your game plan now. Believe in the game plan. You got to foul them to get the ball back. Don't waste time. Just go for the ball. If they call foul, great. If not, they're on the line.
Approaching the 2-minute mark of quarter 4. Tough getting it in. Oh, great move off the ball. Chance Allen took no risk, took his chance.
Well, they were switching on the out of bounds. And they just, through the confusion and the crossing, a guy gets open.
Look at that movement off the ball and the lay-in.
Just, you're trying to play catch up. You get stressed out, overcompensate, overplay, backdoor. 7-point lead. You just got to get a basket here. You get it down to 2 possessions.
Shot under duress. That is a big one.
Yes.
And we've got a timeout called. It'll be a full timeout. 5-point difference, 1:56 to play.
Now, do you take knee camp out so you can put a smaller? Right here, Kramer, been looking for it all game, finally hits one. Here we go. Do you take knee camp out so you can press, and then the moment there's a foul, they got to go to the line, you get him back in. That's the game you got to play now.
Come out of here and get them to the free throw line, stop the clock as much as you can.
Exactly.
How much time do you allow to try and create this steal, the turnover, before you foul at this stage?
I mean, you've made a commitment already to try to get the ball back. I think you just figure out who you need to foul. First of all, try to get a 10-second count or try to get a trap. And if you want to do it half court, try to get one trap. If you don't get that trap, you got to foul. Now, 156, I would wait to 135 mark or 120 in order to make that happen, or short foul and to get them on the line. Or come out in a 2-2-1 press. You don't have to be man-to-man, but you got plenty of time. They're going to do a 1-2, a diamond press, 1-2-1-1. Good move by Coach.
Got the ball into Silva, and then a quick foul. Only a few seconds off the clock.
And that's what he doesn't want to foul now. He wanted to get a trap. That's what he's telling me. Yeah, we want to foul, but we want to get a trap first to see if we can force a turnover.
Silva to the free throw line. 0 for 2 today.
Okay. Now you got a rebound buck. If he misses this one, rebound. Don't be in a hurry. Now, I'll be honest, if they score, I want to see if we get something defensively.
See what he does here. Does he go 1 for 4? Yes. But a strategic foul, no question about it. He still missed 3 of 4 free throws.
Yes.
You can, at this point, 1 at their end, and then 2 or 3 for Marion Local is a different deal.
And it's still a 2-possession game. Yeah, and he was shooting.
Wow. Grant Kramer trying to get up from 3-point range. There was a reach in there. And this is
that should be 3, right? Can we get an angle? Because I thought he was shooting from the 3-point line.
Yeah, the officials are talking about it. I do believe.
They said 2.
Okay. 2 free throws. Chance to get within 4. Can't imagine the pressure. Oh, thought it was going to drop.
Just make one right now. But you got to give yourself a chance. Got to make these free throws, man.
Both teams shooting less than 50% from the free throw line.
I
I've never seen anything like that in my life for a state championship game. The two teams shoot that mark.
They've combined for 66 points. That's roughly what these teams average themselves. It's been, together 26 turnovers.
If you take away that first quarter by Monroe, you talked about if a start won't determine the game, but it can set the tone. And Monroe's first quarter set the tone.
Shot is up, and it's good for Allen. The senior shows his medal there. 7-point game, just outside 90 seconds to play. They need a couple of buckets.
Yes, they do.
In a row, and they need them quickly. Looks like that may have caught the legs of Howell.
Right.
It's in the hands of the players as the coaches look on. Tough shot that's off the mark, an air ball. Taken away, double team, and now we get the foul.
And I thought Kramer got hit. But at the end of the day, hey, you had your opportunity. I think Monroe can feel it right now. It's not over.
On the season, we've talked about it, bears repeating. Monroe Central converts 55% of their free throws. And these last couple of makes have really jacked that stat up above their average, which for them is a great thing. 9 points. 1 minute, 15 seconds to play. The shot is strong. Rebound is cleared. Seminoles have a break. There's the long distance pass, but before it's made, there is a foul.
The knee can't foul him at half court.
So Farnsworth has 12 points on 5 of 8 shooting, including 2 of 5 from 3-point range. Chance Allen, Palm at the line, 7 points. Cooper Howe has 10.
They can feel it a little bit.
Yeah, they can. It's a tough road now. Long distance 3 counts. And we immediately get a timeout. Just hanging around.
He's had some looks. I mean, Kramer's had some looks. No time like the present to knock one down.
Yep. Can't worry about what's happened in the rest of the game. Right? You're down to your last 62 seconds. You get the 3, but they got to get turnovers. They can't keep fouling.
Right. I agree. So here's where you get your press set up. I would take knee camp out just because you're going to switch everything anyway. And you want to match their speed and agility. You want to say, hey guys, let's get a 10-second call, or let's get a trap. And then when they get across half court, let's get one trap situation. If we don't get it, foul. And then offensively, once you get a stop, push it down the court, under control, run to the 3-point line, and try to attack the basket.
Simple in the huddles at this point, is it not? On one side in white, calm, patient. The other side in blue, up-tempo, fight, battle.
Yeah, Marion Lope is trying to get them to play chaotic right now. And the Monroe Central, what they got to do is don't turn it over. Every pass, make it a sure pass, and meet the ball. Get that trap. There it is.
They're going to give the timeout. The possession arrow favored Marion Local. And the bench is a bit upset.
I couldn't see the angle if they had possession or not. So for me to say anything,
For more on Marion Local, let's go back to Katie.
Yeah, I was over at their bench, and they were their coach was telling the team just how proud he was that they were all over the other team's dribble, but he told them to remain super aggressive and that they cannot let that clock run out, guys.
Makes sense.
It makes total sense. Remain aggressive. They almost got a turnover right here. So keep up the same pressure. Get you 1 or 2 traps after that, then you foul.
For Monroe Central, their first ever state tournament appearance. They are 23-3, and they are less than a minute away from hoisting the hardware. Said it before, but it bears repeating. Tremendous crowd here inside the University of Dayton Arena. Hosted 3 games yesterday, 4 championships today, still 2 more to come. And Spectrum News 1 after this.
When I pulled in, just the people waiting outside in line to get in was amazing.
That's how you break the press.
Exactly. They could never get a trap for him.
Another long distance 3. Won't go. 40 seconds to play. Open look, little bump. Ball is up, ball is down, ball is up again. And now the shot is in.
Good fight. Stay with it. There you go. Get the foul.
Let's do the player of the game, shall we? Brought to you by Orthopedic One, ranked number 1 in Ohio and number 3 in the nation for orthopedics. Look at that touch pass.
Nice play. Hey, and at a crucial moment, they got an over-the-top pass and got Allen for the layup.
Took a look quickly over his shoulder to see what was happening defensively. Saw that he had time and space. Very soft touch on the finish.
Farnsworth has played a very quiet and effective game. Defended great against Niekamp. He made some big shots that first half. And he made the pass right there to Allen.
Their free throw shooting woes, it does not appear, is going to come back to haunt them today. We move into 20 seconds to play. Shot from in close is off the rim. Quick breakout. We'll see how this is played by the Seminoles. Will they go to the basket? Nope. Marion Local's going to back off.
Foul.
And the Seminoles.
Get the seniors out. Get the seniors out. That's what he wanted to do. I know that's what he wanted to do. Man.
The Seminoles and their fans can feel it. And there it is.
History in the making.
Monroe Central wins its 24th game of the season and its first state tournament appearance ever. Takes home the crown, 43-35. A game where they broke out by a 7-point lead, extended it to as much as 13, and then cruised in the final couple of minutes with a secure 8-point victory. Division VI state champions.
It's like we talked about, Dwight. You asked the perfect question about the first quarter. You don't lose or win the first quarter, but they set the tone, and it carried them through the whole game.
All right, let's take a look at the player of the game. It's brought to you by Express Pro Tire and Auto. Service you deserve, professionals you can trust. Corbin Farnsworth, a dozen points, shot great from the floor, including 2 of 5 for three-point range. Added in 3 rebounds and was kind of a heart and soul guy, I thought, for them today.
I did too. Like I'm glad they gave him the player of the game because he did all the little stuff. Him and Allen really did all the little stuff. But Farnsworth was even more quieter, but a lot more effective.
With the winning coach, here is Katie.
Coach, what a close and exciting game, but your team came out on top. You're a state champ. How does it feel?
It feels great. You know, all the hard work you put in the offseason, all the work you put in during the season, the adversity you faced all year, it just feels great to come out and, finish the job, complete the goal.
You guys made history here today. This is your first state title in program history, and also this is the first time since 1943 that a school from the Ohio Valley has won a boys basketball state title. How does this feel for you and the community?
Like I said, it feels great. You know, we've had great community support all year. The crowd has always been great for us. As you can see here today, they followed us really well. And, our boys put in the work, and I think we got something we deserve today.
I, throughout the game, continued to hear you tell your team that you believe in them. How proud are you of this team here today?
I'm super proud of these guys. You know, I asked them when I came in to work really hard, and they all bought in. They showed up even when you'd think they wouldn't want to. They still made it to everything. You know, I put them through a lot of work, and, you know, I love every one of those boys. I'm really proud of them.
Thanks so much. Congrats, Coach.
Katie with an excited, but I will say under control coach Mason Lang, keeping his emotions in check as we see Marion Local being recognized as state runners-up for a school that continues to show so well in Ohio High School Athletic Association sports.
Yeah, they're a tradition. They're a program. Year in and year out, they're always going to be in some type of title run. So, man, really good game. At fourth quarter, got exciting, you know, to the last couple minutes. But, yeah, workmanlike effort right there by the Seminoles.
The top of the broadcast today, we said, yes, it's a championship game and teams have done a lot to get here. But we also said this is a game of fundamentals. Is that to your mind as you look back over the four quarters? Is it a result, this championship, because one team was better in the fundamentals, or was not that big to you?
Nah, I really thought the fundamentals we talked about of basketball, rebounding, turnovers, and free throws. It was the turnovers that were glaring for Local that just, whether it was either done by the Seminoles or they was just trying to do too much too soon. But it was glaring, and at crucial times they turned it over. So, yes, to your question, fundamentals.
But no surprise for two teams that average points in the 60s that this was a much lower scoring game because they came out to play. They had shots. Neither team shot tremendously, but they just fought so hard.
So, to be honest, I didn't know that Seminole was that good defensively, but it actually showed. We talked about it for a moment or two on air. They were aggressive in the paint. They were active. They deflected a lot of those basketballs that caused turnovers. So, yeah, of course it would play out like this.
Continuing to honor Marion Local. Go to the floor, John Cronauer.
State runner-up trophy. Marion Local fans, what do you think of these Flyers' effort today?
State runner-up.
Such a great athletic tradition in Marion Local football track, but these guys play a little bit of basketball too. 26 wins this year, a school record. Congratulations, fellas. This is your 6th semifinal appearance, 2nd runner-up, and you've got 3 championships. Marion Local's a basketball school too. With me today is Dr. Jay Selgo, one of our Board of Director members, Superintendent at the Archibald Area Local Schools. It is my pleasure, on behalf of the OHSAA Board of Directors, our staff, and all of our member schools, to present the Division 6 State Runner-Up Marion Local Flyers. Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Marion Local Flyers.
Trophy being raised. Obviously tears, sad faces, their supporters standing up strong on their behalf. But, you know, sometimes things don't quite go your way. And then you have the other end of the court.
Yeah, you have the agony and the defeat. And then you have the joy of the hard work. I mean, it's their first state title. That's amazing. And the whole community came here to enjoy it. I mean, great atmosphere for something like this. And again, Spectrum's done a great job. OSHA does a tremendous job. I love their little stat box they provide online. Top notch.
Coming in, Monroe Central felt they were taking on a bigger, perhaps more athletic, faster, you know, those things. But they had an answer for all of it.
I don't think they should have been worried about that. Once that game started, I thought they was a more faster, more athletic team. And to some point, I thought they was a lot more physical.
diving on the floor for balls. I mean, both teams wanted this. What does this do for Monroe Central? Does this establish them as a program now with expectations because of what they've accomplished?
I would think so, and I think we talk about culture, and culture is what you do every day, and the way that Coach Lang spoke about his approach, I think that's going to continue where they're going to be a perennial power, from now to future years. The key is to get good players to buy into what you're doing, and they have to do the work in the summer.
Most folks don't realize how important that is, do they?
Not at all. It's high school basketball, any high school sport nowadays, to be successful is year-round, and kids have to commit. And when you're in a small community, you have to share some of your better players. So there's got to be continuity also within the athletic program. Marion Local has that, as we've talked about. Now it's up to Monroe to have that continuity.
Well, as they go forward, they will certainly look back with pride. First school in the Ohio Valley to win a state championship in basketball since Belmont County's Yorkville did it back in 1943. You were here probably calling that game, weren't you?
You stole my joke. Yeah, I was the ball boy.
Martins Ferry is also from Belmont County. They're the only other school. So knowing how to get things done, and it's put them back in confidence, the fans, the community. I mean, the whole town's here for both of these teams.
It's something you're going to talk about a lot. Whenever you see them down the road, friends may come and go, and we all venture down different roads, but this will always bring you back and bring you together. And it's something you can always share, that common bond.
There's the head coach. Katie just had a chance to speak with Mason Lang, and I think something that speaks to his success was even in that moment of clear joy, he was still composed.
I was going to say the same. That's probably the most excited we've seen him.
So now we're going to get the presentation of the state championship trophy from the Ohio High School Athletic Association. On the floor is Doug Ute to make the presentation.
Coach Lang, earlier this week, you talked about your 6 seniors and how that loss in the district final last year. Right afterwards, they were in the weight room. They were in the gym shooting. How about at Monroe County? Do you think that paid off? Let's talk about your year. 3 weeks ago, you won your first district title in the history of the school. 2 weeks ago, you won your first regional title. Today, you won your 26th game, more than any team at Monroe Central has ever won. And most importantly, today, you won the first boys state basketball title in the history of Monroe County. I'm joined by Dr. Walt Skaggs, Superintendent of St. Clairsville School and a member of our Board of Control. On behalf of our board, our member schools, and the staff at the OHSAA, it's a great pleasure that we present to Woodsfield Monroe Central the 2025 State Basketball Championship Trophy. Congratulations.
That's the one they came for. Monroe Central Seminoles, 2025 OHSAA Division VI state champions, their very first such title in their very first appearance in the championship game. What an accomplishment. What an excellent game. They were able ultimately to keep Marion Local kind of at an arm's length. Marion Local never went away. The Flyers hung in there, and into the last 90 seconds gave themselves a chance.
I will say this much about Monroe. They are a reflection of their coach. They play hard, they're intense, but if you think about it, they play real calm. They're not overly emotional. And hats off to him and engaging the community. Each kid's fought hard.
Fair enough. We'll let that be the final point. Final score one final time. Monroe Central 43, Marion Local 35. Monroe Central, your Division 6 boys state champions. Tune in later for the Division 7 title matchup between Russia and Cornerstone Christian. Tip-off 5:15. OHSAA Championship game day starts at 5 o'clock here on Spectrum, including the Spectrum News app and Spectrum News 1. For David Marshall, Katie Prefer, and our entire fabulous Spectrum 1 News crew, I'm Dwight Burgess. Good night.